Hi, my name is Stefan Troth, CEO and founder of Troth Research, and the creator of GeoFold AI, a brand new class of AI and neural networks based. My work builds on a line of thought opened by great thinkers such as George Boole, John Archibald Wheeler, and Eric Verland, from logic and information to emergent geometry, and extends it through my own framework, the structure of reality. In this video, I will show a complete output-level walkthrough of Zeus feat GCIS. What matters here is the full chain. A random password is generated. The corresponding SHA-256 hash is created. The SHA bitstring is derived. The data is written into the run package. Zeus is started. The network runs. The layer outputs are converted into bitstrings. And finally, the password representation and the SHA representation are compared inside the analysis tool. This video is played at 3x speed to shorten the original 25-minute recording. This is important because Zeus is not a normal neural network. A normal neural network would be treated as an input-output system. You provide a tensor, the network processes it, and you inspect the output. Zeus does not behave like that. Zeus is not a random bit container. Large layers do not simply mean that everything appears because the layer is large enough. That assumption would be valid for a naive random model. But that is exactly the model that fails here. In Zeus, the relevant effect is selective, structured enrichment. The important question is not, can an 8-bit pattern appear somewhere in a large layer? Of course it can. The real question is, which structures appear, where do they appear, how consistently do they appear across layer families, and do they behave like random noise or like an organized information geometric structure? That is what this walkthrough is about. At the beginning, I start the dashboard. The dashboard controls the full semi-automated pipeline. Earlier versions of this process were almost entirely manual. I had to generate the password, copy the SHA hash, prepare the files, run the coding scripts, start Zeus, wait for the network, extract the layer outputs, convert the outputs into bit strings, and then manually load everything into the analysis tool. That worked, but it was slow and error-prone. A single run could easily take more than an hour. The current version is semi-automated. I start the dashboard, press running, and the pipeline begins. The dashboard shows the pipeline stages at the top. These stages include SHA-256 preparation, template handling, seed preparation, the internal script stage, Zeus timing, Zeus stop, movement of the crypto report, and cleanup. On the right side, the event log shows what is happening in real time. It confirms when the password generator starts, when the generator is running, and when the live stream begins watching Zeus. The dashboard is divided into 3 core views. On the left, we see the mirror correlation. In the center, we see the live bitstring formation. On the right, we see the layer amplitudes. The mirror correlation panel shows how selected neighboring ES layers relate to each other. In the live run, these correlations are not intermediate values drifting randomly. They lock into plus or minus 1. This is already an important signature, the layers are not behaving independently. The bitstring panel shows how the current layer state is reduced into sign-based binary output. Each row corresponds to a layer sample. The bitstring shown here is not the final exported analysis file yet. It is a live view of the ongoing internal state. The amplitude panel is especially important. Here, we see the total signed amplitude per layer over time. The values are small in absolute machine learning terms, but the relevant point is not their raw magnitude. The relevant point is their coordination. In this run, the amplitudes do not fluctuate independently like unrelated layer noise. They move in a coupled pattern. Before a global switch, the amplitudes approach a near zero state. Then they reappear with a changed sign structure. This is what I refer to as a geometric collapse in the live telemetry. One key observation is not that a single amplitude changes sign. What is visible here is a global, synchronized collapse and re-expansion of the entire relevant subnetwork. This subnetwork consists of more than 120 layers, with up to 98,000 neurons per layer, and it does not switch sequentially or with temporal offsets. It collapses and expands at exactly one point, simultaneously across the whole structure, as if it were centrally controlled, although it is not externally controlled. The important observation is that multiple layers change together, while the correlation structure remains locked. The system goes through a near-zero transition and then returns as a coordinated layer state. That is visible in the live dashboard. In one moment, ES1 and ES2 may show one polarity relation. Shortly afterward, the values approach zero. Then the layer amplitudes reappear with a different sign configuration, but the coupling structure remains intact. This is why I do not interpret this as ordinary noise. In this run, at least two such collapse/switch events are visible. One key observation is not that a single amplitude changes sign. What is visible here is a global, synchronized collapse and re-expansion of the entire relevant subnetwork. This subnetwork consists of more than 120 layers, with up to 98,000 neurons per layer, and it does not switch sequentially or with temporal offsets. It collapses and expands at exactly one point, simultaneously across the whole structure, as if it were centrally controlled, although it is not externally controlled. The important observation is that multiple layers change together, while the correlation structure remains locked. The system goes through a near-zero transition and then returns as a coordinated layer state. That is visible in the live dashboard. In one moment, ES1 and ES2 may show one polarity relation. Shortly afterward, the values approach zero. Then the layer amplitudes reappear with a different sign configuration, but the coupling structure remains intact. This is why I do not interpret this as ordinary noise. In this run, at least two such collapse/switch events are visible. First, I search for the password representation. The password consists of 32 random full-ASCII characters. It is converted into 32 separate 8-bit search strings. In the analysis tool, the search result shows that the password structure appears across multiple Zeus layers with high completeness. Several ES layers reach 100% match, 32 out of 32 password bytes are found. In the visible result, ES16, ES18, ES19, ES20 and ES21 show full 32 out of 32 coverage. ES15 and ES17 show N1 behavior with 31 out of 32. Additional ZFA layers show high but not always complete recovery, including layers with 30 out of 32 and 29 out of 32. This is not just one isolated hit. The password structure appears across a layer family. It appears with a pattern, full ES recovery, near full neighboring ES recovery, and high-density ZFA representations. This is exactly the kind of structured enrichment that matters. The password is not being searched in ordinary text. It is searched as 8-bit binary patterns inside the Zeus layer outputs. So the relevant question is, why does a random 32-character full-ASCII password reappear with this level of completeness and organization in the Zeus layer structure? Next, I run the comparison against the SHA-256 hash representation. The comparison between password and SHA is therefore not a side note. It is part of the core result. The password appears where a naive model would not predict such organized dominance. The hash, despite its apparent representational advantage, does not remove the structural asymmetry. This is important because under a naive random occurrence model, the SHA representation should not be disadvantaged. In fact, depending on how the hash representation is considered, it can have a strong structural advantage. ES 256 hash is not a human-readable random full-ASCII password. In hexadecimal form, it is restricted to the symbols 0 to 9 and a F. That means it lives in a much smaller symbol space than a full-ASCII password. So under a simple frequency model, the hash representation should be easier to complete. If this were just random occurrence in large layers, then the hash should dominate or at least saturate similarly. Large layers would simply contain many 8-bit patterns, and the difference between password and hash would collapse into trivial occurrence counting. But that is not what Zeus shows. The password representation appears as a structured enrichment signal. The SHA hash does not explain the same layer behavior by simple frequency alone. This is one of the central points of the demonstration. Zeus is not behaving like a normal random bit container. The layer output is not just a large field where every pattern eventually appears with equal relevance. Instead, we see selective enrichment. The password structure appears as an organized layer phenomenon. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this presentation of Zeus feat GCIS. For questions, technical discussions, or live demonstrations, feel free to contact me by email.